They said what goes around comes around, but what Joyce did to her husband in the final episode of The Polygamist, my sister, that is not just karma, that is pure cold-blooded revenge. Welcome back to Dsoftliving. Today we are breaking down the final episodes of episode 21 and 22, and honestly I am still in shock. We saw a rich man, proud, crawling on the floor in his own mess, abandoned by his own side chick. We saw a physical fight at a graveyard. But the terrifying part is this: the massive secrets Joyce revealed on his pie bed. I don't want to mention it like pie. If you're Nigerian, you understand the meaning of pie. And if you're not in Nigeria, like when somebody is sick and they're on their bed. And that changed the whole story. If you want to know how Jonas really got this sickness and the dark thing his son is doing behind his back, stay with me until the end of this video. Get your tea because this story is wild. If you're new here, you're welcome to the family. In this channel, we look at stories to understand relationships, self-worth, and real life lessons. The ending of this show has a huge twist, and by the end of this video, you will see how Jonas' bad behavior destroyed him, why a slay queen will leave you when things get rough, and how a mother's revenge can accidentally ruin her own son. Let us look at episode 21. Episode 21 starts in a very sad place. Jonas is lying on the bed. He's very sick, coughing and helpless. In the other room, Joyce is there thinking about all the times Jonas beat her up. She remembers him saying, only pie can separate them. Meanwhile, his daughter went to the house he used to live with, Matikpa, to pack her father's clothes. And while she was packing the clothes, she start crying because she remembers when her father used to be a good dad to her. After she finished packing the clothes, she's on her way to go out of the house. Then Lindani walked in and asked, "What are you doing here?" Then she told Lindani that she's here to get her father's clothes. So the two of them start talking, they start insulting each other, giving each other eyes. So Pume calls her a slut, and then Lindani drops a bomb and says, "Get out of my house." Then Pume was like, "Your house?" Then she said, my name is on the paper. Your father did not tell you?" Can you imagine the disrespect? Lindani tells Pume that her sister Sarah slept with her boyfriend, and now her best friend is sleeping with her father. They started, like, before you know, they started fighting, exchanging words. It got physical. And this is what happened when a man makes reckless choices. He destroyed the peace of his own children. Back at home, Mehis tries to help his father to walk, but Jonas is too proud. He pushes him away. But when he realized he truly cannot walk that far, he finally accepts Mehis' help. Then Sarah's mom brings food for Jonas, soup that she has prepared. But Joyce blocks the door. She completely refused to let Sarah's mom to enter the house. Isis leaves the soup with Joyce. The moment Isis walks away, Joyce gives the soup to her daughter and says, "Go and pour it in the sink. It's hard, like it's smelling." The petty energy is high, but we understand her. And I would really appreciate if she have this same energy for Matikpa. Later, Mehis goes to talk to his dad. Mehis says women are too emotional and asks how his dad managed to have 3 wives, 3 women, how he managed to marry 3 women. Then Jonas looks at his son and says, "That was my biggest mistake." He finally admits his failure. Then it's Jonas' birthday. The family gathers around and they sing for him. Jonas looks at Joyce and says, "Joyce, you're the only person who always makes my birthday special." Then Jonas is on the bed lying down, and Joyce walked into the room. When she's about to leave, Jonas told her to join her on the bed. She refused at first, but she later agreed. And while they were on the bed together, He says, I am sorry, forgive me. And Joyce said they have little time left to spend together. They lie down together. The next morning, the house help starts screaming, saying, Mr. Gomorrah, Mr. Gomorrah. Pume shouts, Dad, Dad. Oh my God. Like, they were shouting and realized Jonas is dead. And Joyce was in her own room. She wake up because of the shout. And that is how episode 21 ends. Episode 22 is where the real madness starts. Pume tells her brother, why are you behaving like this? Like, at least pretend to cry, pretend to feel sad. Like, look at the children around, this and that. Then he said, like, they were just like talking like that. And then Mehis told her that, should I be praying for him to go to heaven? The two of us will know where he's going to. He's going to be watching over strip clubs. Like, so he just told her, and then Pume now said, but I used to see the two of you, the two of you were cool before he cried. Then Mehis told her that it's complicated. Mehis does not care. But the biggest drama, and let me tell you, it happened when Joyce goes to the mortuary with her husband's suit, and the worker tells her that your husband's other wife has already carried his body. Joyce is furious. She screams, I shared my husband when he was alive, not my husband in Jesus' name. Now he died, she still want to share his body. She refused. She went to that place that Sarah's mom is living with security guard and stormed the burial ground where Sarah's mom was. And Joyce and Sarah's mom starts like arguing and all those things. Joyce tells the guy to take her husband because she's the real legal wife. On the burial day, Matipa shows up. Joyce was there, and Matipa said it's been a while. Then Matipa went to her twins and said something like that. The children did not even answer her. They did not recognize their mother. Can you see that? Then Lindani comes to the funeral crying. Lindani was there. The audacity. I don't know why Joyce has so much energy for Sarah's mom, but she does not have energy for Matipa and Lindani. The crazy thing that Lindani did is she caused commotion. But before she started all those drama, let me bury my man, her man, I will not bury my man. It's just, I don't like. Magesh carries Lindani, bundle her like this, and throw her outside the gates. Outside like trash. Then the pastor said he loves it, that she loves him. I don't even, like, this is a pure cinema. When it's time for Joyce to speak, she starts singing, and then Sarah and her mom, they walked in. The eyes, the way it was, like, this drama is so interesting. So they looked, but she does not stop singing. No. Mehis cannot take the hypocrite, so he left the funeral. And while he was outside, he was crying. Outside, he sees Lindani. Lindani starts consoling Mehis, but Mehis told her that she shouldn't worry because he has lost his father a very long time ago, even before he died. And then Pume gives a beautiful speech. She says her father was easy to love and easy to hate. She says Joyce taught their father to have class and to protect his family. Oh, sweet Pume. She did not know the dark thing her mother actually did. Because right after that speech, the show gives us a flashback to Joyce talking to Jonas when he was still on the sick bed. And Joyce looked at her dying husband and asked, do you remember Longi? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Longi, L-U-N-G, N-G-I. Jonas was confused, and Joyce, like, with that wicked smile, She was like, the reason why you're on this sick bed is because of that girl. Then we see a flashback of a girl that, if you remember that time that Joyce was in jail, the first time when she's about to set the house on fire because Jonasi was doing crazy thing with Matipa upstairs. That first time she went to jail, when she met a girl there. Then there is a flashback of when Jonas beat DV, Joyce, and Grape her. She was very angry. So Joyce gives this girl a huge stack of money and tells the girl, I want you to infect my husband. I want his hunger for women to be the exact thing that buy him. Guys, Joyce paid a woman to give her own husband HIV. She used his unfaithfulness to destroy him completely. And she looks at Jonasi, her dying husband, and laughs at him. She tells him that he's the cherry on top, just like she said it, that you think that Mehiz is now back to you, that the two of you are paddy now. Mehiz was only pretending to be your friend, so you will sign all the properties to him. She says, my son will never be like you. But as the show ends, the screen cuts from there to Mehiz. And who do we see him doing mekwe with? Lindani, the exact same side chick that ruined his father. The son did not escape it. That generational curse and cycle, that is how it begins. The bad cycle has started again, and that is the end of season 1. Wow, Joyce did not just protect herself, she became a monster. To buy a monster. She decided divorce was too simple, so she planned a spy using his own weakness. But then the real tragedy is Mehiz. Joyce did all of this for her son, her daughter. But the final scene shows us that Mehiz is already becoming just like his father. I want to hear from you. Did Joyce go too far? Or did Jonas deserve his punishment? And what do you think will happen to Mehiz in season 2? Because the way this show is going, it looks like there will be season 2. Let us talk in the comments. I'm waiting to reply to you. Thank you so much for watching Dsoftliving. I really appreciate you. Make sure that you turn on the notification bell. Like this video. Please subscribe to join our family so you don't miss our next chat. Protect your peace, and I'll see you in our next video.